Hi, it's Trisha again, and there's Manny. And I thought I would do this video, my next one, tell my next story, right here in front of this teepee that I found last week on the land that I've been staying on. Some people associate this with the tree people, the Sasquatch, or recently I heard that dog man too. I don't know about that part, but a lot of Sasquatch researchers. I've seen many pictures, and this is my first time seeing one. And I don't know how I didn't notice it before, but I thought I'd come down here and film my next video right here, and then take you guys in it with me. I'm gonna try. I feel like I've asked for permission enough. I've been coming down here, and I'm gonna walk in and sit inside and tell my story. Okay. So if I teleport, then we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna go in. I'm coming in. Okay. This is pretty neat. Sitting in the middle of it. Manny's gonna come up here. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to share this story. It's very interesting. I think it's probably the most. Gosh, I've had some very interesting experiences. It's definitely up there with at the top. Okay, so I teleported. I know that it sounds strange, but I did. Manny was with me. She was on my shoulder. Lucy was with me. She came with me too. I was in an area of I was in southern Georgia, near Savannah, Georgia. Um, about not far, I guess, relatively from an area of Fort Stewart, but Fort Stewart is really a big area. I was outside of a town called Berwick, and I was in a little walking trail area that is called, well, it's kind of near the Ogeechee River. So I was in there, and I've seen lots of interesting tree structures, maneuverings of the trees and the limbs and the branches and the stuff like that. And I took another researcher out there, and he definitely agreed and started having it be his research place. And so I would go there and just walk around. It felt very peaceful there to me. I have videoed there too. Manny's gonna go explore. There she goes. Um, and So I decided to go there this one night to see it, or no, I went there before before it became night. I took the animals with me, and I wanted to see if I would be able to hear owls. Um, I have heard some owl sounds, and then I've now heard vocals in 4 different states. So I wanted to see if I would hear owls, um, or maybe some vocals, or something out there as the sun was going down. There she goes. Um, so, okay, I was out there. The sun was almost down, so I decided to order pizza, and then I got off the phone and started walking. I was off of the trail, okay? I parked in the parking lot. I went down the middle section, the middle road of this walking path area. I made a left, and I started veering to the left. And if I would have kept going, the trail hits back onto the highway. Not literally on the highway, but there's the ditch and then the end of the trail there, this particular part of the trail. So I went to the left. I started veering that way. About halfway down, I just went off trail to the right, off of the trail. Me and my friend that I took there, we set up we found a bucket, and we put branches in the bucket to see if the branches would move around, or change or whatever. And there was a time where he said that he noticed that one of the branches had been taken out and another one was put in a different way, or something like that. So I would go there sometimes to see what was going on, with that area. So that's where I was. And so I started walking back to the trail, which is just straight. It was just straight. And as I kept walking, it just felt like I didn't recognize this particular spot that I was standing in front of. And it was almost dark, so I could barely see. And then you know how, like, if you try to turn on your light, you're kind of blinding yourself because it's dark. Your eyes have now adjusted to that, and then you blind yourself with a flashlight. So I went under. Okay, she's going for a walk, so I'm gonna go get her. So I went under the. There were these pine boughs, and under the pine boughs was like thick pine needle little area, and Manny was on my shoulder, Lucy was following, and then I went down underneath a different pine bough to come out and to continue forward, and then whoa, that's interesting, look, it's like a cross on the ground right here, Manny's, that's interesting, wow, that could be, I'm sure it's just, that's neat. I don't know if you could see that. I'll look later. Okay, so I come out from underneath this pine bough, then should have just walked straight for like another 2-3 feet onto the trail, and I did not know where I was. It did not look familiar. I couldn't find the trail. I started looking around. There was water on the ground. It looked like a swampy area that I did not see at all when I was walking in there. And bigger trees. It didn't even look the same at all. The forest, it looked totally different. I was tripping out. I've never, in my years of life, I have been camping and being in the Santa Cruz Mountains and the Sierras and the country of, California and then into Georgia and now over here in Montana. I love nature. I love. I feel super comfortable in nature. I feel like I have a really good sense of direction. But I was freaking out. I did not know where I was. I actually yelled out, "Help!" because I was like, "Where am I? What is going on here?" And then the flashlight thing, it didn't help me at all. It was like I was more blinded. I could only see a little bit in front of me, but so then I actually called my friend and kind of let him know, like, I don't know what's going on, but somehow I'm lost. Can you come help me? Like, I don't know how. That was just the strangest experience. And so I looked ahead and I could clearly see the highway. I could clearly see headlights going past. And so I'm like, I am going to just go straight. And I'm going to hit into the highway. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go straight, but I'll veer left so that I would be close to the parking lot. Maybe I would hit into the parking lot or near the parking lot. And so I did that. I just went straight through the trees. Okay. So it took me about 10 minutes or so. I don't know, 15, probably just 10. And I came out onto the highway. Okay, now this is where it just is very trippy. Is I came out on the highway to the right side of where that trail that I was telling you that hits into the highway. If I would have taken that trail all the way around, it hits into the highway. I was to the right of that. Like I was about a half mile, quarter mile, I don't know, away from where I started, like in a second, like somewhere along when I was around those pine boughs, it seems, bam, took a step. I don't know how that my animals got to come with me, but I am so thankful. And then I had to walk back. I came back down the highway in the ditch, but closest to the trees. And then I went past, got onto the trail. And then there is a trail inside the trees that goes parallel to the highway. That way I didn't have to be on the highway walking back to my car. And then I walked. I walked back to the parking lot, and it is. I've never had that experience. That was definitely a first. And um, so, has anyone else had that experience? I would love to hear your story. I feel like I definitely joined a club, and so did my animal. So, could you imagine, like, if they didn't go with me? Like, that would have been super weird. Like, they're just wow. Yeah, I don't know how it happened. That's just what happened though. So, all right, thanks for listening. Bye.